Hey, we got these cool Mars rover kits in today, and I'm going to go through unboxing and then into a video uh, presentation about outreach. Hope you can watch, and uh, maybe later we can talk about everything. I'm going to move on to the outreach presentation. This is just an idea how to put together a outreach project like this and what we should do for planning. And so I'll go cut to that. So the idea for the project is this Mars Explorer, which is using the 4-H STEM kit. So what is Mars Explorer? It's a curriculum for grades 3 to 8, and it's prepared activities for them by the 4-H group. And it's all around Mars and agriculture, some of it, and has different activities, including a rover and programming. There's also opportunity for the team to enhance some of these activities with our own kind of robots or 3D printed parts or this sort of thing. So who could benefit? Lake Mary Ranch class is one that would be a good group to work with. Also the little kids that are in that age group, also other kids in that age group maybe. And also the 4-H STEM in the county probably maybe doing some of the activities independently, but we could support them or do other things like this. And who's going to facilitate it? It's going to be team members that run this project and mentors that are helping, and also potentially outside helpers like the teachers for Lake Mary or for the club leaders for 4-H. And we may end up helping them learn how to do this. As far as planning, since there's 4 activities, 4 student leaders make sense. Each student could have an activity, and then an overall one of the students could lead some in the planning, and also having a mentor to help with contacts and things like this. Outreach event team structure is a little bit bigger because I think you want one student working with 3 to 4 students during the activity. Those members don't have to be in the planning stages and could just be taught later. The planners need to be familiar if it's one activity, one planner with each activity, and how much, what it entails, if there's any changes we want to add. And as far as initial plan for outreach, you need to look into what our goals are for the team, how many outside groups we want to benefit and work with, and what length of time and commitment we want to make. Also, it's okay that if we want to start smaller and kind of expand our reach. And I see it really important to try to form community bonds. So, like Lake Mary or 4-H are groups that exist, and we can continue those bonds year to year. Something that's important looking into the length of time you're doing stuff and for chairmans or other stuff. And with those groups, whatever we do, we want to just keep our word and make sure that we're, if we say we're going to do an activity, that we do it. And so when you're communicating with them, just keep that in mind. As far as after we kind of have an idea of what we want to do, then we can contact community partners, find out what might work for them, and see how we can match up what we can provide with or plan to be able to do with what their needs are. And once we kind of have a solid plan, then you can finalize plans and also look at finalize which dates. I'll talk a second more about that in the next slide. Now, as far as the events, the details, there might be multiple days, a single day. This is something to look into. A single date might take 4 hours or so, or 3 or 4 hours. Multiple days could be done in 45-minute sessions, possibly, to fit with classes. Also, we'll have to look at locations, like whether we want to do it at their place here, whether we want to do something remote. These are all options. And also, potentially, the facilitator there might be interested in learning how to teach a class. So we may be able to reach more people if we taught other people how to also teach this. Then before the events, you want to train the helpers that aren't part of the planning. Also, if you need to train outside facilitators, that we may have to have a session for that. During the event itself, we might have to make considerations for the age of people participating, whether there's some additional things like showing the robot or doing some of the other programming and CAD activities, and what time that might take up. And also just if we start with a big group, each or groups just doing the activity or rotating through kind of stations, or that's all things we have to consider. I wanted to give kind of an estimate of activities and planning and time that this project might take. The 4-H is trying to do a lot of the stuff in October, and which is 3 weeks from now, basically. And so I put basically the first 3 weeks to figure out kind of your plans and reach out to community partners and kind of figure out plans for when to do events. As far as the week 4 to 9, if you have a single event, maybe it's just one of those weekends or days. But if you had classes each week or something, then it might be multiple times. So basically, this would put us to kind of completing the activity somewhere in October or maybe early November. And after that, after the activity is completed, then you can kind of assess whether there's more things to do with that community partner, or whether there's other opportunities to do so. And also, if like we did just one activity with one group, then there may be opportunity to do activities with the other groups that we didn't do it with yet. So this last slide, I'm just starting to put together some planning notes about what things you might need. This will get a lot longer and maybe more detailed, but as far as anything that we have to have during the outreach event, you can kind of put here. Thanks for watching. I know this is just an idea, and the outreach is driven by your students, so we need your help to put together whatever plan we come up with. And I look forward to discussing it all with you, and we'll have a good season. Thanks.